It's a holiday weekend showdown as the Rochester Knighthawks welcome the Saskatchewan Rush to the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester, New York. The countdown to face-off is brought to you by Castor. The Rochester Knighthawks enter the contest looking to end their two-game losing streak as they host one of the league's only remaining unbeaten clubs in the Saskatchewan Rush. The Rush are 2-0 after back-to-back overtime wins to open the season. Welcome inside the Blue Cross Arena. Alongside Brendan McDaniels, I'm Craig Rubzinski. Griffin Della Penna will be joining us momentarily, and Brendan's going to be a great one tonight. Who are the players to watch?
Yes, this is going to be an exciting one tonight. First for Saskatchewan, we're taking a look at Zach Bands. He had a breakout year in his first year in Saskatchewan last year, 37 goals, 47 assists in their game against Halifax. He scored 5 of their 6 unanswered goals, and in overtime he told the coaches, give me the ball, I'm going up top, and I'm ending this, and he did. He'll be huge tonight for the Rush. On the other side for the Knighthawks, we're going to take a look at Connor Fields. He had 120 points and 150 loose balls last year, but he's off to a slow start, particularly in the last 2 games. Only 4 points total in the last 2 games. He's passed up a lot of open shots. Head coach Mike Hazen has told him, keep going, don't pass up the good shots, we need you to score.
Let's go down to the floor now where Griffin Della Penna is with Austin Shanks of the Rush.
Gentlemen, thank you. Austin, somewhat of a homecoming for you, but you signed with Saskatchewan in the offseason. How have the Rush really put the rest of this league on notice?
They had all the pieces to begin with. I just came in trying to help out and chip in when I can.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
That was Austin Shanks, was drafted by the original Rochester Knighthawks. Said he was glad to be back here in Rochester with family and friends. Can watch him play. Take a look now at the face-off statistics. Saskatchewan winning 43%. Rochester a little less than that with Taylor Jensen in the first draw is won by Naso, the Duke product. He had a fantastic game against Jake Withers, won 57% of his face-offs against one of the league's all-time best in Withers. Zawada gets it over now on the far side. Zawada making his pro debut. Now the shot by Haley is denied. Brock Haley played at Vermont. One of his teammates, Rochester Nighthawk, Thomas McConvey, who will join the Rush here. As Mike Hazen, the head coach of the Nighthawks, 13th season as the bench boss for Rochester. And the last time the Saskatchewan played here, 2018. And that was in the NLL Finals. And Hazen was the head coach. Derek Keenan, still on the bench for the Rush. He was the head coach of Saskatchewan. Turning the corner, the shot by Shanks goes wide of the net, grabbed off the end boards by Lord. Lord across center. Take a look there at co-coach, co-head coach Jimmy Quinlan, 3rd season with the Rush organization. His number is actually retired in Saskatchewan, one of the all-time greats for the Rush organization. They battle forward in the near corner. Opening minutes, thanks for joining us in this holiday evening game. The shot by Fields goes wide of the net, ricochets off the far boards. It's a shot clock violation.
This is a much improved Rochester defense than what we've seen in the last couple of years. They did a great job in the offseason of bringing in free agents like Chad Tutton, Josh Medeiros, Ian Lord, Brendan Slade, who scratched tonight, to go along with Rylan Reese, Matt Gilray, and that crew. And Riley Hutchcraft, even though they've lost 2 games, has played really well in goal as Rylan Hartley has been injured to start the season.
Sliding save by Hutchcraft. Came into tonight's game 2nd in the NLL in saves.
Yeah, he's really been getting peppered with shots, but he's done a really, really outstanding job of turning away a lot of what he sees so far.
Rochester with the ball as Turner Evans will flip it back. To Kyle Waters, now to Ryan Smith. Smith, who had a hat trick last week, over to Fields, looking, shooting, and Chiliano makes the save, and Fields hits the deck behind the play, but he's all right. He's going to make his way to the Rochester bench.
Yeah, Connor Fields always takes that extra shot after he takes a shot, and he always says he has no problem with that. He actually enjoys the contact. He said it gets him into the game a little bit more.
Triolo shoots and scores. Triolo, 1-0 Rush.
Nice shot by Mike Triolo. He is the tallest player in the National Lacrosse League at 6'8". He signed as a free agent before last season. And you could see he was kind of winding up, trying to see if he could get Hutchcraft to bite. and he was able to find that sweet spot and get his first goal of the season. As the Rush score first once again, here's the reverse angle of it. You'll see him coming in there. He gets, look at that opening he gets. He just gets too much room. Brett Gillies just sloughs off him a little bit too much. See the spacing right there. Once he gets the ball, initially, Gillies can't decide, is he gonna go with the cutter or is he gonna stay with the guy that has the ball? He didn't decide which one he wanted to do, and he had to pay for it.
Naso tried to win it and take it in for his first pro goal, but he has it stripped away by Jensen. Over now on the near boards, McConvey looking to tie things up for the Nighthawks. Back Lanchbury, now to Curtis Knight, who's back in the lineup after missing last weekend. To Connor Fields, over to Curtis Knight. Lanchbury in front, spinning, looking, behind the back feed, that's knocked down in front of the net, picked up by Smith. Here they come in transition. Shanks tried to grab the pass, and that one just was deflected, and he couldn't get a handle on it, or he was off to the races one-on-one with Hutchcraft.
This is where Rochester really needs to see improvement, is in between those restraining lines in transition. They got to get the ball up faster and try to create some odd man situations.
Connor Fields from the near wing, looking, spinning, gets it over on the far side. Lanchbury chops at it, and that one is intercepted. Back away come the Rush in transition. Barnable in on goal. The shot that goes wide of the net. Skips off the near boards where it's corralled by Tyler Biles of the Nighthawks. Flips it back now to Walters.
Both teams really kind of feeling things out here in the early part of the game.
That one is broken up, flipped on ahead, intercepted now by Reese. Fed in the slot, McConvey one-handed, and he missed the mark.
Yeah, Messenger, when he made that pass, he was passing to nobody, and the only one that was out there was Rylan Reese. It was an easy interception for him, but then the Nighthawks can't capitalize on that. Those are some of the things, when you get an easy turnover like that, you've got to have a better offensive possession.
Shanks gets it over on the far side. That shot is denied by Hutchcraft as Mans let it go. Coming off an 8-point effort in the win over Halifax. Gilray across center now to Reese. Gives it back now to Gilray. He feeds it to Smith, now over on the far boards. Knight going after it for the Nighthawks, and that one is intercepted.
It's really sloppy offensively for the Nighthawks, but Knight is able to corral that one. They need to have a nice settled offensive possession here.
Knight lost the handle. That one rolls through the crease. Chiliana will scoop it up. 31 caused turnovers this year for Saskatchewan. That's #1 in the league. You take a look at the series history, all knotted up at 1 apiece between the Rush and the new version of the Nighthawks. First time they've been here. And that shot in tight. Save made by Hutchcraft. And that one rolled down his right arm.
6 shots on goal for Saskatchewan already. Only 1 for the Nighthawks. And we're almost 6 minutes into the game.
Evans to Fields. Fields surveying the defense. Shoots. That goes wide of the net. Lanchbury. Very aggressive. Probably one of the most athletic defenses in the entire National Lacrosse League. As Garland comes across center, as they push it in transition. Hits Mans in stride, shooting, save, rebound, and Ian Lord is there to help out. 8:48 to go, opening quarter. It's the Rush 1, the Nighthawks nothing. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to Rochester, New York. 1-0 Rush over the Nighthawks. Take a look now at the starting goalies for tonight's contest. For Rochester, Riley Hutchcraft, 1-2, 11.40 goals against, 81 save percentage, second in the league in the NLL in saves. And then for the Rush, Frank Chiliano, 2-0, and a league best 7.58 goals against and an 84% save percentage. Rochester working it over now as McConvey has it. He hands it off to Connor Fields. Far side Lanchbury. Now McConvey. McConvey over now on the far side, back near side to Fields, driving in, spinning now to his left, shoved down to the turf by Messenger, now gets it over now. McConvey shooting, that one goes wide of the net. Now another follow-up opportunity and shot clock violation. Let's go to Griffin.
Yeah, guys, when I was talking to the Nighthawks throughout the week, they all said that this is the most athletic defense that they've played so far this season. Might not be the most physical, but they play a defensive system that's a little different. Most teams, they like to pressure the boards, but Saskatchewan, they just fly around. They switch on everything. They jump slides, and it seems like it's fooling Rochester so far.
1-0 rush. Thanks a lot, Griffin, for that note. Keenan over near side, Shanks shooting. That one is blocked by Ian Lord. He leads the league with 7 block shots. He actually has the all-time single-season record with 21, which he is right now on pace to shatter this year. As that one goes out of play, it'll be rush possession as it went off a Nighthawk defender.
Yeah, Lord is in his 18th season, and he blocked 21 shots last year in year number 17, one of the elder statesmen in this league. Originally came in 2006.
Fed ahead now across center as Rochester will work it in transition. Drop pass to Waters. Over now on the far side to Knight. Knight, who began his career with the Rush organization, now to Fields. Fields looking for a lane to shoot. Gives it over now to Knight. Flips it over on the far side to Smith. To Evans shooting. And that's knocked away, but right into the stick of Knight. So Rochester will have a fresh 30.
Rochester spacing out the offense a little bit more. You can see they're trying to open up that middle. So we gotta push. So this is gonna remain Rochester ball. But watch Rochester offensively. They're spreading out a little bit more, and they're gonna put a guy on the crease to try to see if they can get a little more spacing offensively to try to combat this defense that Griffin was just telling you about.
Shot by Fields goes wide. Bounces over into the stick of McConvey, driving in on goal, the low shot. Chiliano makes the save.
Not a lot of shots for Rochester so far, but Chiliano has been there on spot the whole time.
NLL Plus is here and free. The league's new streaming service offers fans around the league access to live games, full game replays, highlights, and exclusive content. Sign up today at NLL.com/plus. Over now, Shanks driving through the middle, still got the shot off. And Hutchcraft makes the save, flipped in front off the stick of Shanks. With Robert Church out of the lineup, a lot more opportunities for guys like Austin Shanks.
Yeah, Shanks coming over to Saskatchewan with his relationship with the Keenan family.
And Rochester evens it up at 1 apiece.
Ryan Lanchberry with the goal for the Nighthawks, and we talked about how they've been struggling offensively. Here's the reverse angle there. You see Lanchberry gets in there, doesn't even take a full follow through on his shot, but he's still able to get enough mustard on that. And you know, Griffin talked about how Saskatchewan always switches on defense. They didn't switch that time, and it just gave Lanchberry just enough space in order to get that shot off. Like I said, he didn't get a full follow through on the shot, but he got enough of it to get it past Chiliano.
Brad Gillies assisting, and Rochester wins the face-off. Across center, Josh Medeiros, who scored his first goal as a Nighthawk in the loss at Vancouver. Here comes Gilray, near side Fields. Fields driving in, gives it back. McConvey shooting, and Chiliano makes the save. Up the floor they come, knotted up at 1 apiece. 5.5 to go here in the first. Drop pass to the captain, Ryan Keenan, who's the son of Derek Keenan. Feeds it over now to Mans, to Triolo. Back to Mans on the far side, trying to get away from Jensen. Feeds it over now on that left wing side. The quick shot, that goes wide of the net. Bounces around, and that one is grabbed by Taylor Jensen. One of 4 RIT products on the turf tonight, along with Gillies, and then you have Barnable.
Yeah, Jensen had a real nice rookie season for Rochester. Last year, the British Columbia native, and he has earned his stripes for this year.
That shot goes wide. Barnable and also Matt Hossack, former RIT Tigers. Lanchbury Over now, Evans, the low shot. That's denied. Chiliano the save. Enju now scoops up the rebound. Third-year pro at Maple Ridge, British Columbia. Over now to Anderson. Drops it now to Mans. Back over to Anderson, who's watched by Gilray. Gives it near side, winds, fires, scores. Haley with a rocket from the near side. It's 2-1.
Brock Haley, acquired this past September from Vancouver for a first-round pick. He's off to a great start as well this season. That's his 4th goal of the year. You see, they flipped the field on that pass, and Hall's is a little slower getting over there. You see that space that he's got to wind up and shoot.
2-1 Rush. And they battle for it off the draw. Procedure call. It'll be the Rush ball when we come back. 1-goal lead for the visitors as Saskatchewan takes a 2-1 lead. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to Rochester, New York. The Saskatchewan Rush scoring tonight's first goal. It's the first time this season. Scored the opening goal last season, 7-2 when scoring the first one of the game. Looking to remain unbeaten.
And also play a game that doesn't go to overtime.
That's correct. Yeah, Derek Keenan said it definitely gave you some heart palpitations there.
Yeah, you're playing with fire when you go to overtime, and you know it's a 50-50 proposition, but they've been able to come out twice on top. And like we talked about in the open, Zach Mans, he was feeling it last week, and they smartly designed that play for him to end it.
Shot from the outside by Anderson, and Hutchcraft will make the stop. He'll hand it off now to Ian Lord.
And that was a game that Halifax was up 8-3 at one point in that contest. And I believe there's about 6 minutes left. And then it was all Rush after that. Really shocking to see the Thunderbirds break down like that.
Well, Rochester now facing a 2-1 deficit. Lanchbury over now to Knight, near side. McConvey, Lanchbury now driving in on goal, flips it back to Knight, shooting, saves Chiliano, but what a great setup by the Nighthawks offense.
That was the exact look that they wanted. They were able to get Knight in space. You see they spread out the floor, and they're trying to create some deception where they can get a guy with his hands free, and they got that with Knight. He just couldn't finish. An award by Connor Fields.
Matt Hoslick across center. Gives it over to Mans. Over now near side, 2:53 to go here in the first 2-1 Rush. Shanks being shoved to the outside by Halls. Halls making his debut this season. And Jensen will scoop it up. Halls can also take faceoffs. And he's very athletic. That's why he's in the lineup tonight. Here comes Jensen. Gives it back now, Lanchbury. Near side to Evans. Evans driving in. Puts on the brakes. Gives it back now to Knight. Far side to Kyle Waters. Driving through. Looking. Feeds it over. Now back up top. The low shot. Stick save as Lanchbury let it go.
The Nighthawks are getting a lot better looks these last couple times down the floor. They got to figure out how to bury these shots, though, because they're getting very, very good opportunities.
Less than 2 to go here in the opening stanza. As Anderson gives it over to Triolo. Triolo gives it over now to Keenan. Passes over far side. Anderson, the shot. He hit the far pipe. It ricochets over to Haley. As they'll have a fresh 30 to work with. Triolo. Near side to Shanks, shooting. That one is deflected wide by Ryland Reese, picked back up by Keenan. Shooting, he missed wide of that. They're gonna say he got a piece of it, follows it back up. What a save by Hutchcraft, and a penalty coming up. And a goalie interference penalty.
He's trying to say that he got pushed in there, but didn't look like it. as the captain, Ryan Keenan, will go into the box. So Ian Garrison, our crew chief, makes the call, and so Rochester will be on the power play, and this is where they need to capitalize because they have not been able to figure out the rush defense 5-on-5. We'll take a look at this again, and we'll see. Watch Keenan, 15, coming in. He's all alone, and he gets a little bump from Reese. I don't think that really caused the contact with Hutchcraft.
Rochester on the power play, and the slide, he scores! Ryan Smith ties it at 2.
We just mentioned a moment ago that Rochester had to capitalize on the power play opportunity. They drew 12 seconds into the power play. They find Ryan Smith, who had 99 points last season, just one short of that elusive 100. His 9th goal of the season. You take a look at the ball movement again. You see Smith coming in on the backside. And Garlent was just slow to react to him. You see there's 4 rush players all right there, and none of them put a stick on Ryan Smith, and he gets the power play goal.
Face-off win, now over to Boudreau. Draws a double team. Halls and Gilray all over him. He's knocked down to the turf, still gets it over to Manzin on goal shooting. He hit the pipe. Ricochets over to Halls, but Boudreau is going to go in there to intercept it. 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We're tied up at 2 as Haley gives it to Shanks. Across now to Mann, shooting, he scores! And the Rush back in the lead by 1.
So Zach Manns gets the goal right there. Came over in the Mark Matthews trade with the Rush last season. 6 goals last week. Take a look at this. He's working on Gillies, and again, Gillies just giving him too much space, and he sidearms that one. Just kind of wraps it around. It's hard for Hutchcraft to try to react to that lefty shot right there because he's wrapping that around the defender.
Let's go to Griffin, who's got a note on Zach Manns.
Yeah, when I asked some of the defensemen for Rochester what they were going to do to try to bottle up Zach Manns, who into this game had more than half of the Rush's goals, they said that they wanted to give him a lot of attention, but if you gave them too much, then the secondary scoring were going to have more opportunities. So it's that really tough dynamic of who do you want to try to shut down, because if not, the secondary scorers could have themselves a day.
That shot goes wide of the net. Jensen goes after it, but Shanks is there to scoop it up. We're down to 9 seconds here in the first quarter. Shanks bounces it over on the far side. Shooting, and Hutchcraft makes the save on the outside bid by Anderson. And the first quarter comes to a close as Saskatchewan with a 3-2 lead after the goal by Zach Manns. It's been an intense game so far, just 5 goals, 3-2 Rush. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester, New York, and the Rush with a 3-2 lead over the Nighthawks. Zach Manns with a goal with just 35 seconds to go in the opening quarter has given the Rush a 1-goal advantage. You take a look at the Rush bench. Off the face-off. Another face-off win for Saskatchewan.
Now as Hall's taking it, as Jensen's taking the majority in the first part of the season, you mentioned Halls is going to see some of that action as well tonight.
Shanks over to Keenan. Back over to Shanks, shooting. That's deflected wide of the net. Grabs it. In on goal. The low shot. That's denied by Hutchcraft. Yeah, Derek Keenan, who's the general manager and co-head coach, said that they looked for one of the best in college lacrosse, and he was one of them. So they selected him, and he's done a fantastic job so far in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, he absolutely has, and he's only, you saw that the percentage at the beginning, only 43%. That's going to get better as he gets more comfortable in the pro game.
Flipped over the shot, he scores! Curtis Knight!
So just a beautiful play. We saw Curtis Knight shoot a couple times and not connect, and that time he's able to bury that one off the foot back from Connor Fields. So Knight getting back on the board, Fields getting on the board here early in the second quarter. So we'll take a look at the replay. You see the flip back. You see it's enough space for Curtis Knight as he comes over to the left side here. And that's just a different look for Ciliano.
And Griffin, you got a note for us on Curtis Knight?
Yeah, I talked to Curtis earlier today. He was super excited to play Saskatchewan because he primarily played the bulk of his career for the Rush. There's a lot of familiar faces, similar coaching staff when he played. So he was very excited to play the first time here in Rochester against his former team, and that has to feel pretty good to also get a goal for some bragging rights as well.
Absolutely. Was coached by Derek Keenan growing up playing in the Whitby Warriors organization.
Former first-round pick in the entry draft, 8th overall. Has 2 championships with the Rush.
And that shot actually hit one of the Nighthawks forwards as Lanchbury let it go. So Saskatchewan will have the ball, and they have an opportunity to regain a 1-goal lead. Knotted up 3-3 as Mans will go to work on the near side. Now across the floor now to Shanks. Watch there by Gilray. Shanks near side. Anderson, and a crease violation as Rochester now in transition. Off the stick of Jensen. Smith going after it for the Rush. They battle for it in the far corner, and Garland now will come away with it. Lofson ahead now through center. Messenger looking, shooting, and that one goes way out of play. That'll be Rochester possession. Medeiros.
Medeiros, another one of those offseason pickups for Rochester. We mentioned this defense is a lot more physical than they have been the past couple years.
Fired on ahead now as Saskatchewan will clear their own zone. Mans takes the pass, he scores! Zach Mans in transition, 4-3.
So teams continue to trade goals here. That is number 2 for Zach Mans. Mans played 42 career games for the Toronto Rock. He had 36 goals. And he already eclipsed that in his 1 season last year with Saskatchewan. You just see in transition, he's just coming down that far side. It's a beautiful pass. He's in front of the defense, one-on-one with the goaltender. He goes opposite side, just a beautiful transition play by the Russian Zach Mans.
Accioni with the assist. And Rochester with a face-off win. And they'll go to work offensively. Lanchbury has already got 1 tonight. Shooting, scores! That's number 2.
So Zach Mans just got his second. Ryan Lanchbury gets his second. He came over from Georgia last season. Came in after the first game. And he has paid dividends for Rochester on that right side with Ryan Smith. You see, he's just sweeping up toward the top. He gets that little chip by Kyle Waters. It just allows him enough space. Hasek slow to come over on the slide. And Lanchbury had a big smile on his face saying, man, can't believe they gave me that much space.
I think that might have been deflected as well. I think Hasek might have got a piece of that one. And Rochester with another face-off win, this time by Halls, as they continue to rotate between Jensen and Halls.
Well, Saskatchewan,
And McConvey dials it up from distance, and the Nighthawks with a 1-goal lead.
I'm just going to say that Saskatchewan had won 7 of the first 8 faceoffs, but then Rochester won the last 2. And they've converted off of both of them, and Rochester gets their first lead of the evening thanks to Thomas McConvey, former #1 overall draft pick for the Nighthawks. Had a great rookie campaign last year and just winds up and fires. And Hasek left him some space, and McConvey, one of those guys, and probably any other year, Craig, Thomas McConvey is the rookie of the year, but he had to deal with those 2 guys down the road in Albany.
The dynamic duo.
Yeah. I mean, Simmons just had an all-time rookie year last year to win the award, and well-deserving, but McConvey was right in the mix majority of the season.
Mans now with the ball. He's got 2 goals this evening. He's joined by Keenan and Triolo. Swings it across now on the far side. Driving through the middle. Haley's shot is denied by Hutchcraft.
Hutchie didn't get a lot of it, but he got just enough of it to pull it off track.
Reese trying to go coast to coast, and Triolo swats it away. And back away come the Rush, as Boudreau will give it to Shanks. Now to Mans. Mans across the floor. Fed over to Anderson. Anderson surveying the defense. His pass is knocked down. Jensen going after it. It's chopped in front of the Rush bench. Kicked across midfield. And we got a penalty coming up.
Let's see who they're calling this on. They're calling a cross check. There's a couple guys standing over there. I think they're going to call this on Jensen. This will be on Taylor Jensen. So the shot clock was about to expire, and the ball was already in the Rochester end.
Illegal cross check.
Jensen gets called for the cross check, so Saskatchewan will go on the power play. So take a look at it. Here's Jensen right at the bottom of your screen. Oh yeah, he got him up high. Yep, that one's going to be called every time.
So the Rush, who came in 4 for 14 on the power play, looking to notch one here tonight. That shot is denied by Hutchcraft as he got the stick in the way. Big Mike Triolo trying to go after it. That's intercepted by Chad Tutton. He's going to settle it down as he's watched there by Matt Hasek. Over now to Waters, leaves it for Smith. Rochester this year, 3 power play goals, or 3 shorthanded goals this season. And that one is stripped away out of the stick of Lanchbury, who's still battling for it over on the far boards against Jake Boudreau. Take a look at the power plays for Saskatchewan and the penalty kill for Rochester. Rochester with the 4th best penalty killing unit. The Rush 11th best in power play efficiency. 5-4 Rochester. We'll take a break here from Rochester, New York. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to Rochester, New York. 5-4 Nighthawks. And fans, remember the NLL is now on the ESPN app. Download the app or visit ESPN.com for the latest news, schedule, and scores. Some Rush fans in attendance tonight.
It's a long trip to make across North America.
And the Rush find themselves down by 1 goal. Trailing for just the first time tonight. Mans gets it down low to Keenan, gets it across the shot as Haley let it go. Anderson taps it ahead, but that's intercepted by the Nighthawks. As O'Connor gets it to Lord, now ahead to Gilray, across center to Tutton. Tutton draws a double team as he's going to loft it back now, as Gilray will give it on the near boards to Curtis Knight. Said he's always got this game highlighted on the calendar when he plays against the Rush. As Evans gives it back to Knight. Over on the far side, the shot, and save made as Connor Fields very nearly had a goal there.
And that's why having Connor Fields on the penalty kill is such an asset on the offensive end, because of those 150 plus loose balls last year. Not only one of the best forwards at getting loose balls, one of the best in the league, no matter what your position is at getting loose balls.
Connor Fields knocked off the ball, but the Nighthawks are back at even strength.
Yeah, they successfully killed off that penalty with essentially a 50-second offensive possession.
Zach Mans gives it across on the far side. Haley behind the net. Keenan trying to get his hands free, looking, still has it, gives it across. The spin, the shot, and Hutchcraft makes the save.
Hutchcraft has looked really good here in the first half. He has taken a lot of fire from the Rush so far.
Zawada was the man who let that one go, bidding for his first NLL goal. Over now, far side. Evans cuts across the top, gives it near side. Lanchbury driving through the middle. The shot that's grabbed right out of the air. Here come the Rush in transition. Charging down the floor. Mans shooting, and he missed wide.
He had an opportunity because he got Gilray on his hip. He was basically one-on-one with Hutchcraft, just not able to finish. Sailed that one a little bit too high.
Knight setting up behind the net. To Waters. Across the floor now to Fields. Fields turning back to his left, trying to get free. Feeds it over. The shot by McConvey goes wide of the net. And Hossack will scoop it up. His brother, of course, Graham Hossack, who plays for Halifax. Now to Keenan. Keenan looking, shooting, saved by Hutchcraft, and it bounces off the far boards. And Halls will give it on ahead now to Reese. 6:40 to go here in the second, 5-4 Rochester.
The Rush get out of the box defensively so fast. Rochester has no opportunities in transition.
Fields from up top, gives it across. The shot, that goes wide by Turner Evans. Grabbed again by Fields. Feeds it in front, the shot! What a save! Chiliano just robbed Lanchbury, who was wide open on the doorstep.
Lanchbury just throws his head up in disgust. He was at point blank. Almost any other goalie doesn't make that save. Chiliano was there to stone him.
Anderson gives it across now. The shot, that goes wide of the net. Anderson grabs it, feeds it down low. Keenan's got to pick it up, feeds it in the slot. Shanks was tied up by Gilray, and the loose ball is grabbed by Medeiros. Leaves it back now to Lord. Shots 23-14 in favor of the Rush. Smith over now near side to Knight. Knight over to Fields. Connor Fields busting away from one, spinning back to his right, still has it, trying to get his hands free. Over to McConvey, who takes a big hit up top, somehow gets back up, one hands it in on goal, and a save is made, and now we got some rough stuff.
The Rush have played very physical, and we've got a penalty coming up to the Rush. Looks like it'll be Mike Messenger. And the Nighthawks did not like how physical the Rush were, but when you get into a game where the officials are going to allow you to play, you've got to be able to adjust, and the Rush have done a great job.
Power play for Rochester. Take a look again.
So here's the replay. You see there's Messenger right there. So yeah, Messenger threw a couple punches there.
Lanchbury looking, feeds it down low to Knight. Across now, Fields shooting, left pad stop Chiliano. Now down low, McConvey again, over to Fields.
Keep an eye on Smith backside.
Back over to Knight. He'll take it behind the net now to Smith. Up top, Lanchbury. Gives it over to Fields. Looking, driving, gives it over Lanchbury to Smith. Smith shooting, and the save made. Loose ball. They battle for it. And 4:31, we got a timeout on the turf. We'll step away. It's 5-4 Rochester. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena, 5-4 Rochester. Don't miss any of the action this season. Head to NLL.com/tickets and get front row seats to your favorite NLL team. For all the big hits, highlight reel goals, and star-studded matchups, that's NLL.com/tickets. Rochester on the power play.
So the ball trickled out of the crease right before the commercial break. So you can't take the ball in and out of the crease.
Let's go downstairs to Griffin, who's got a note tonight.
Yeah, guys, about Rochester's power play, they've done a much better job swinging the ball today. And in the last two games, that has been a huge point of emphasis, that the goalie has been stationary, and when that happens, it's going to be much easier for them to make saves. So that has been critical up to this point. You want to see if they can maybe get another chance here on the power play.
Well, Rochester 1 for 1 tonight. Nighthawks have given up 2 shorthanded goals so far this season. Anderson on the run, looking. Still has it on his off wing. Takes it behind the net. Gets shoved into the end boards. Gets the shot off. It was from behind the net. And Rochester now will take over.
So Rochester, one more opportunity on the power play. Watch for Ryan Smith on the backside to see if they can try to sneak him in behind the teeth of that defense.
Smith down low, Lanchbury gets it across. And that one was tapped away. It was intended for McConvey. Up top to Smith, shooting. And that one bounces high up into the air and goes out of play. And Rochester will keep possession. 3:16 to go here in the second. Over now to Smith, down to Lanchbury. Across now to Fields, driving, flip pass. McConvey, beautiful move. Oh, what a save.
Ciliano was there to make a great arm save on that play. McConvey had completely beat his defender.
Zach Mans from the near wing. Waiting for help off the Rush bench. Oh, and he overshoots Shanks with a pass. With 2:42 to go, and the Rush back at even strength as Turner Evans will set up over in the far corner. Over to Knight, near side. To Kyle Waters, driving, shooting. Big save as that one ricochets off the near boards. As Lanchbury going after it against Barnable, and Lanchbury comes away with it. Rochester with a fresh 30. Evans to Fields. Fields, Lanchbury, front field. What a save! Ciliano with a big stop.
Back-to-back big saves for Big Frankie.
Across center, the Rush now working it into Rochester territory. Hasek lofts it back. Now to Mans. Over now to Shanks, looking, feeds it across. The shot goes wide by Keenan. He had the shot he wanted, but he just pushed it wide.
Beautiful play set up by the Rush, and you mentioned it. Keenan wide open on the backside, just was not able to convert. These offenses have really settled in here, and have had some nice looks on the goal these last few minutes.
Smith looking, shooting, save, rebound, and that one is grabbed, and here come the Rush. Quickly up the floor. Jay gets it over now. Back over to Mans. He has it stripped away neatly by Gilray. It's a 2-on-1 the other way, and they can hurry with a Rush, able to settle back, but McConvey's gonna see if he can go coast to coast. Clanks it off the near iron, skips all the way back into Rochester territory where it's grabbed by Biles. Final minute to go here in the first half of play as Waters will give it into the near corner. Now back over to Fields. Fields watched by Hasek. Fields on the run. His shot is deflected in. Pass down the floor, and that one overshoots Messenger, and Hutchcraft will give it on ahead with 36 seconds left and a timeout called by the Nighthawks.
Yeah, timeout by Rochester. Essentially, they have one possession left, so they're going to draw something up here, but give credit to both of these goalies. They have done a really nice job these last couple minutes of really taking away everything, and credit the Saskatchewan Rush defense too. They have really been able to keep Connor Fields in check tonight. Connor Fields has not had a lot of open opportunities to shoot the ball tonight. They've done a great job, and we mentioned this defense. They've been very physical for the Rush. As you see, Frank Chiliano, number 2 in the National Lacrosse League in goals against and save percentage. You see, check out, there's Griffin right in the Nighthawks bench getting the 4-1-1 on what's going on.
Coming up on the NLL Halftime Report, Griffin talks to the star of the first half. We look back at Dane Doby's record night last Saturday, and Griffin speaks with the Hawkeyes, the 2024 National Collegiate Box Series champs, plus first half analysis and more coming up at the half.
So there's Frank Chiliano playing in his 199th career NLL game. Also played for Calgary and San Diego before this. 62-54 record as a starter. You see Riley Hutchcraft.
.34 seconds to go. Rochester with a 1-goal lead. McConvey over on the far boards to Connor Fields. 1 assist shy of 200 in his career. Over now to Smith. Smith, flip pass taken by Knight. Down to 20 seconds. Here comes Fields. Fakes the pass. Now gives it up top. McConvey looking. Still has it. Shooting. That's blocked in front of the net. 10 seconds to go. And a timeout called by the Rush.
And the Rush will have 8 seconds to work with. Plenty of time to get a nice quality shot off. And for Rochester, I don't think that's what they drew up on that play. As credit the Rush defense, the Rush really did a great job staying at home, keeping their feet active, making sure that the Rochester Nighthawks the offensive players did not get on their hip or get on the inside. Now for the other side, Rochester, especially last year, they gave up a lot of goals in under 10 seconds to end quarters or halves. So this is a really important moment for the Nighthawks defense and for the Saskatchewan offense here. Is they actually added a half second, so there's 9.3 seconds left. They're going to move the ball a little bit farther back. They're going to have to start in the Rochester defensive end, or excuse me, in the Saskatchewan defensive end. Mans is going to take this up the floor.
9.3 to go here in the first half. And Zach Mans against Matt Gilray. Net to our left is empty. And here we go. Mans across center to Keenan. We're down to 6 seconds. Keenan gets it over on the far side. The shot that's blocked in front of the net. And fire down the floor. And that one hit the crossbar. As trying to see who that was, if that was Gilray.
It was Gilray. Yep.
What a what a rocket. We'll take another look at it.
It's a long field rifle. So here's Keenan. Skips it across. Got a nice look. Hutchcraft gets a foot on, and there's Gilray right there, and he just whips that across, and it clanks off the top crossbar. It's about as close as you're going to get from that far away without scoring.
5-4 is our score, and we're gonna, a young man get a souvenir. And Griffin Della Penna is with Ryan Lanchbury of the Rochester Nighthawks.
Ripper, thank you. Ryan, earlier today we talked about how this offense has went through some lulls over the last 2 weeks. How did you guys correct some of those things in the first half?
I think our energy is really good. Five-man unit every time. We're swinging the ball really well. Guys are moving their feet. It's just those little things. We talked earlier about controlling the controllables. I think we've done that. The score, five decent, but I think we play a lot better than that.
Another big point of emphasis was playing that full 60 minutes of lacrosse. How will you guys do that in the second half?
Yeah, I think just taking it one shift at a time. Try not to think about how we got another half. Just every shift you go out, you do your job. Focus on what you're doing right now. It's what now.
Brian, thank you. Good luck the rest of the way. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Griffin, and Ryan Lansbury with 2 goals here in the first half of play. It's been a back and forth affair in Rochester with a 1-goal lead as we head in to halftime. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to Blue Cross Arena in Rochester. It's halftime between the Nighthawks and the Rush. Last week, Dane Dobie scored 8 consecutive goals as Calgary mounted a big comeback to beat the Firewolves on the road. He scored 7 goals in the fourth quarter, breaking a record held by Adam Jones and Zach Greer for the most goals in a quarter. Plus, he topped off the night with the overtime winner. Here's a look at the record-breaking performance.
All of last year with an ACL tear. Was drafted 7th overall in the 2022 NLL draft and an equalizer by Calgary thanks to another power play goal. Welcome to the party, Dane Dobie. They've scored 5 goals. 5 of their 6 are on the power play. Dobie whistles one in. Back-to-back goals now for Dane Dobie. King sets a pick. Dobie scores again. Oh, Dane Dobie has woken up. 3 goals in the fourth quarter. This is a 10-8 game. Picking me up there. Dan Ball, Brendan Glasheen in front. There he is again. Dobie damage. 4 goals for Dobie in this fourth quarter. Here's a pick. Case swings it. Dobie again. All 5 of his goals in the fourth quarter. And we're tied 10-10. Calgary aims for a 2-0 start. They try to come from behind again. Dane Dobie with all 5 of his goals here in the fourth. Dobie fires and ties the game. Dane Dobie. Wow. Simmons is denied. They have to hurry off the floor. Here comes Dobie out the door. Dane Dobie. He ties the game again. 7 goals in the fourth quarter for Dane Dobie. Next goal wins. Dobie cutting through the middle, and he scores again! Dane Dobie wins it! A magical night by Dane Dobie. He scores the last 8 goals for the Calgary Roughnecks.
The Rush will visit Dobie and the Roughnecks on February 14th, while the Nighthawks will visit on February 22nd. After these messages, Brendan joins me to break down the first half of play. This is the NLL on ESPN Plus, live from Rochester. Welcome to the halftime report. 5-4, the Rochester Nighthawks in the lead. I'm Craig Rupczynski alongside Brendan McDaniels. And man, what a back and forth affair between these two teams.
Yeah, it was back and forth, 1 goal, and then Rochester finally took the lead 5-4 to close it out. Ryan Lansbury, 2 goals and 2 assists to lead the way for the Nighthawks. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. We're going to show you both those Lansbury goals. You see Lansbury sweeping across the top, and he gets the goal. So another look at that one. And then you'll see his second goal. This time he's on the doorstep. He gets the feed from Connor Fields. But then Frank Chiliano did an excellent job in the first half of turning away some really good Rochester shots. Look at this, a beautiful arm save by Chiliano. Now Fields dumps it inside, gets it back, a nice little give and go, but Frank Chiliano says not here, not right now. Did a great job in the first half. Take a look at the stats. Both teams, 23 shots on goal. Saskatchewan 8-3 in faceoffs. Loose balls, just a slight edge to Rochester. Turnovers are about even, and Rochester has that 1 goal advantage on the scoreboard.
1 goal advantage indeed. It's been a great half of play here in Rochester. We will take a break here from Rochester, New York. 5-4 Rochester here in this holiday weekend. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. 5-4 Rochester, and we're gonna go down to Griffin Della Penna, who is with the team captain of the Hawkeyes, who are the 2024 national champs. Connor's also a Rochester Nighthawks draft pick. Take it away, Griffin.
Ripper, thank you. Connor, we were talking earlier about how you've won the league the past 3 years, but then to win the national championship, and you've been a part of that for all 3 years, to be the captain, to reach that mountaintop, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was a great feeling for us and the guys and the team. We were really excited to be able to get there and finish what we started. That was the end goal, to go there and win the whole thing, and we were glad we could make it happen.
So you were drafted by the Nighthawks, 27th overall in this past year. You're from Penn Yan, so you're a local guy. Is it just a full circle moment? You probably came to these games as a kid, and now you're going to be a Nighthawk next year.
Yeah, it is. I came here and I was running around at halftime, and playing, and then coming to all these games, and it is a full circle moment. I'm super excited to be drafted here.
And then you're going to have some teammates that were your coaches, so that'll be really cool too. Good luck the rest of the way this upcoming year at UAlbany. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Griffin. Connor Finger, one of those long line of Penn Yan defensemen that make their way to the NLL. Pat Coogavan, Nighthawks Hall of Famer, who hails from Penn Yan, New York.
Yeah, Brian Hobart, the head coach down at Penn Yan, constantly churning out elite college players, a lot of pros. Mike Manley, also a Penn Yan guy as well, playing down in Georgia right now.
Face off, won by Naso, and here come the rushes. Shanks gets it over on the far side, and Barnable had to go back to retrieve it. Now to Shanks. He loves playing in this building, always has big games here as the Nighthawk and against the Nighthawks. Up top now, man shooting, save, rebound, scores! The shot from the outside was denied by Hutchcraft, but then the backhander by Ryan Barnable. And we are tied up at 5.
Great way to start off the half for the Rush. He's waiting to see a replay of his goal up on the Jumbotron. We'll take a look at it. The initial shot from Mans turned away. Barnable right there and gets pushed into the crease by Reese. He's able to keep his footing enough to get that goal in. And no call afterwards on Reese because that goal goes in. So Saskatchewan ties it up at 5, and they win the face-off again. They're very efficient at the X in the first half.
Rochester trying to pressure the ball as Austin Shanks down the near boards. Being shoved now away, gets away. Gets back up, shooting, and that one is blocked in front.
The delayed penalty coming up. Sorry, Craig.
Shanks now with a flip pass up top to Keenan. Keenan from the high slot. Over now, the shot, and a left pad stops as Shanks let it go. 13:49 to go. In the last 2 games, the problem with Rochester has been the second half.
Yeah, they've gone off to good starts in the first half, and they've faded in the third and fourth quarter. We'll get the call on Halls here. Looks like it's going to be a slash.
Rochester penalty number 27, 2 minutes tripping.
Oh, excuse me, it'll be tripping.
The blind stares of a million pairs of eyes.
So take a look again. Here, yep, there you go.
Over now near side, the shot by Haley is knocked away. O'Connor will scoop it up, and now we got another penalty coming up.
Oh, we got a cross check coming up.
No, this time it'll be Matt Gilray.
Rochester number 81, 2 minutes, illegal cross check.
So Rochester now has 2 in the box, so it'll be 5-on-3 for 1:47.
Saskatchewan 0 for 1 on the power play with a great opportunity here. Up top, Keenan Feeds it over on the far side. Now back to Keenan, near side. Shanks shooting off the left shoulder of Hutchcraft. Ian Lord grabs the loose ball. A lot of white jerseys in front of him. He fires it down off the near boards. And Chiliano is going to grab that one as Connor Fields is trying to intercept that one. Veteran play by Lord, trying to skip it down the floor, and Fields is racing over and just couldn't connect with him. Keenan up top to Mans. Over now to Keenan. Haley. That one is knocked down. Lord had it momentarily, and now Reese will go back to pick it up. Reese now shoves away one defender. Now trying to get away from Mans, he does. And Rylan Reese getting an applause from the home crowd.
That was only 10 seconds of time, but that was an elite 10 seconds by Rylan Reese.
Connor Fields scoots by one, takes it down the near boards, fires that one wide of the net, and that one goes out of play.
So there's 34 more seconds on the 5-on-3. There'll be another 14 seconds of a power play after that.
Austin Shanks, 7th season in the NLL. Takes the pass, he plays catch up top with Keenan. Shanks shooting, he scores! Austin Shanks finds the back of the net on the power play at 6-5.
So the first time tonight, Saskatchewan has back-to-back goals, and they retake the lead 6-5 on the power play. And you mentioned Shanks, always loves playing this building, the former first-round pick of the original Rochester Nighthawks. And look at that spacing he gets right there. Is you can't pull, when you're 5-on-3, you can't pull out too far. And you see Tutton gives a little pop to that guy that's right in front of the crease, because you got to keep an eye on him. And so you're going to allow the far shots and hope for the best. In that time, Hutchcraft was not able to stop it.
And Griffin with a note on Austin Shanks.
Yeah, guys, just in general in terms of momentum for Rochester, such a critical point when the going gets tough if they can rise to the occasion. And defensively, had a good stance before the power play goal. You also have to consider no Dan Coates tonight. That is huge on your back line, not having your captain.
Over now on the far side, 6-5 rush. Shooting, and that one goes wide of the net. And that one is into the stands, so Rochester will take over. Back at even strength. Tutton now to Lansbury. Has it over on the far boards tonight. Brings it back near side to Fields. Fields now, flip pass. McConvey driving in, fakes, shooting. Chiliano, a big save.
Great save by Chiliano. McConvey got him to bite and gave McConvey an opening, and then he was still able to recover and make the save.
Mans with it, looking for a hat trick. In on goal, Bouncer scores.
Zach Mans with his third tonight, now a little pad in this lead for the Rush. His 13th goal of the season. And the Rush with 3 straight now. And here's Mans coming on that left side, just streaking down. And Hutchcraft looked like he had good position, but just a great, great opportunity by Zach Mans.
Mans now 3 points away from 200 in his NLL career. Procedure call off the face-off on Halls. So the Rush will go to work. They've won 12 of 15 face-offs so far tonight. Fed in front, he scores! What a pass, and Zawada with his first NLL goal.
And the Rush now, just a beautiful, beautiful play. We'll take a look at that one too, as Soto gives it up. gets it back. Just an excellent execution of the give and go. Shanks gets the pass immediately, passes it back. You see that finger point, he's like, appreciate that. Josh Sawada, first career National Lacrosse League goal.
Goaltending change. Kevin Orleman now in between the pipes for Rochester. Orleman's 6th season out of Kitchener, Ontario.
With that last goal for Mance, he now is tied with Dane Doby for the NLL lead in goals with 13 on the season.
And Haley's shot is denied as Taylor Jensen feeds it across to Biles. Biles will get it across the timeline. Lanchbury now, 4-0 run by Saskatchewan. Turner Evans gives it across now on the far side. Lanchbury, beautiful spin move, he clanks it off the crossbar and it goes out of play. 9:53 to go, and the Rush are pouring it on here to start the second half. They scored 4 in a row and lead 8-5. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. You see Shanks and Mans both having great games tonight. 8-5 Rush. As Riley Hutchcraft back in between the pipes for Rochester. So head coach Mike Hazen just giving him a little breather.
Yeah, sometimes a goalie just needs that quick little reset. Come to the bench, gather yourself, get a drink, get back on the floor and dust yourself off.
And Smith has it knocked away. And that goes all the way back down to Nighthawks territory. Turnover. And Austin Shanks said one of the best decisions of his life was signing with the Rush as a free agent.
We mentioned he's got that long-standing relationship with the Keenans.
And he scores! Austin Shanks again.
Five in a row for the Rush. It is now 9-5 as Mans has another goal. Excuse me, Shanks. Here he is, turns that corner and is able to slip Medeiros. Just gets that little chip.
Off the face-off, one again.
And this is what the issue is, Craig, when you don't have a true face-off guy. Rochester only won 5 of 20 last week, so they had 15 more defensive possessions than they did on offense. That wears out your defense, and we talked about how they slowed down the second half. That's what slows your defense down. They're on the floor for such a long time. And now you see tonight, it's the same type of situation where the Rush are just dominating the X and just getting more and more offensive possessions.
That one is kicked away by Ian Lord. As he broke up that pass. Shot clock violation, Rochester ball. 5-0 run to start the second half for the Rush. Near side to Fields. Fields looking, spin move to get away. Shooting right into the midsection of Chiliano. Now, Connor Fields didn't score last game. He's been held off the board here in the goal scoring category again. Let's see if they can get Connor Fields going here in the second half.
But they're going to need to get something going here because they got to get some spark.
Anderson shot off of Medeiros. He grabs it off the far board, shot clock violation.
So Rochester at the last 5 minutes of the second quarter had really good spacing on offense and we're getting good looks at the cage. We haven't really seen that so far in this second half.
Flip pass taken by Smith. In front, he scores! Connor Fields gets a fortuitous bounce and buries it.
Well, Craig, you just mentioned Connor Fields being held off the board, and it was only going to be a matter of time before he scored. And the whole Rush bench is watching the Jumbotron We take a look at that, and it's a really, really great job by Connor Fields. Watch his feet on this rebound here. His feet are outside the crease, and he flies high for that goal. Take a look at it again. Just beautiful footwork by Connor Fields. Gets his first goal in 2 games. It was an important one for Rochester. Is now Rochester, this is only their 4th face-off win in 18 opportunities.
Over to Reese, he hit the crossbar. Medeiros is there to pick it up. See there again, right off Rochester got the face-off win. You got the goal, you keep the momentum. Knight up top to McConvey, now to Fields. Fields shooting, and that one's deflected wide of the net. And Fields is gonna grab it, gives it behind the net. Back out in front, the shot kick save, Knight going after it. Messenger picks it up. He'll walk it across midfield. Gonna slow it down. One-on-one against Curtis Knight. Takes it behind the net as he draws a double team. Gets ridden into the boards. Ball pops free, and Curtis Knight comes away with it. Knight ahead now to Ian Lord. Flips it back to Gilray, who hands it off to Langebury. 9-6 rush. Langebury has it knocked away. As Barnable with a big hit. Barnable shooting, save, rebound. Gilray going after it for Rochester. He's driven into the boards. And a loose ball push, it'll be Rochester possession.
What a play by Barnable, though. He knocked this ball and the stick right out of Langebury.
Over now to Fields near side, shooting, he missed wide of the net. Langebury picks it up on the far boards. Gives it over to Waters. Lost the handle on it, being tied up. Scooped up, and here comes Smith. In on goal, and great play by Reese to knock him off his line, but the drop pass Shanks, and it's kicked away by Hutchcraft. And Shanks is gonna grab his own rebound. Watch there by Gillies. Roll back now to Mans, 3-goal lead for the Rush. Mans looking, shooting off the left shoulder of Hutchcraft and out of play. 5:35 to go here in the 3rd. Rochester trying to chip away at this deficit. Haley, near side to Shanks. Shanks gives it across the floor. Keenan looking for a man in front, and that's tapped away. It was intended for Shanks. Scooped up, fed in the slot, and O'Connor takes down his man. That's going to be a loose ball push.
Get some boos from the crowd, but that was the correct call. As the Rush will have a reset possession here.
Keenan, Haley, fed down low to Zawada, who's got a goal and 2 assists in his pro debut, and we got a penalty coming up.
Saskatchewan number 51, minor penalty, holding the stick.
So Brock Haley gets 2 minutes for holding the stick. So Rochester go on the power play.
Rochester tonight, 1 for 2 on the man advantage. Ryan Langebury will quarterback the power play, and he's been shooting a lot more this year. When we talked to him earlier, that's what he said. That's the reason for his increased offensive numbers. As Fields up top, Langebury looking, gives it over to Fields, sets a pick, now over to Smith, in on goal, the shot off the left shoulder of Chiliano, but who picks up the rebound? Thomas McConvey, now to Fields. Langebury, and that's gonna be an illegal pick. 4:34 to go. When we come back, Rochester will remain on the power play. They trail by 3, 9-6 Rush. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to Rochester, 9-6 Saskatchewan, and Rochester will be in action next week. Next Saturday, it's Championship Banner Night in Buffalo on ESPN2. Don't miss out as the Nighthawks head into hostile territory to take on the reigning champion Bandits. That's next Saturday, December 28th at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN2, TSN Plus, and NLL Plus. It's going to be quite the game as Buffalo took the first meeting here in Rochester.
It's always fun to see a game in Bandit Land. If you're an NLL fan and you have not been to a Bandits home game in Buffalo, you have not lived yet.
Zawada's pass is picked off by Ian Lord. Lord would know a little bit about that as former Bandit.
Ian Lord, 18 years in the National Lacrosse League. Philadelphia, Buffalo, the original Rochester Nighthawks, Colorado, Philadelphia again, and now the new Nighthawks.
After the save by Chiliano, Boudreau now with it. He's going to settle it down. 3:46 to go. Rochester being outscored 5-1 here in quarter number 3. As Mans with 6 points tonight. 3 goals and 3 assists. Fires it in on goal. Hutchcraft makes the stop. And Rochester will work it up the floor to transition man Matt Gilray. He'll flip it back now to Connor Fields, to Smith. Down low, Lanchbury to Fields, back to Smith. 13 seconds remaining on the power play. Fields looking, gives it across now to Smith. His pass is knocked down, but grabbed by Lanchbury. Now Fields shooting, bouncer, save, and the rebound is corralled. And here come the rush. 4-on-2. Over now to Shanks. Brings it back near side, fed in front, the shot, and Haley's denied on the doorstep by Hutchcraft.
Great job by Riley Hutchcraft making that save. It's hard when the offensive player is right on the doorstep and you're trying to guess where they're going.
Smith from the outside, he missed wide of the net, grabbed by Fields. Fields trying to get away. Behind the net to Knight, to Smith, over to Fields. Fields driving in on goal, flip pass to McConvey, and he overshoots him. And that's going to be an over and back violation. .2:19 to go here in the third. Shots 37-29 in favor of the Rush. Shanks looking for a hat trick. Over now, Anderson driving in against Gilray. Still has it, has a lane to shoot, and he hit the near pipe. Grabbed out of the air, and they'll have a fresh 30 as Zawada grabbed the loose ball, now gives it to Shanks. Over to Triolo. Triolo backing his way in, unleashes the shot, and that one is stopped. The loose ball is knocked out of the stick of Medeiros. And Shanks now with it. Leaves it off, the shot by Mans goes wide of the net. That one's gonna skip across midfield. And O'Connor will grab it for Rochester. Gives it back to Lanchbury. Has it over now on the far side. Smith trying to clear out some room. Lanchbury hits the deck, and that one's intercepted by Jay. Feeds it on ahead. In on goal, Barnable shooting. He's denied by Hutchcraft. Rochester down the other end of the floor. Smith, it was intended for Smith, and that's intercepted as Hasek raced up to pick that pass off.
Heady play by Hasek there, knowing that he could cut that off and get another possession for his offense.
That pass is intercepted by Hutchcraft. He had a little trouble with it. Now he feeds it on ahead with 40 seconds to go.
He's got that bigger stick. He can corral it a little bit easier.
Over to Connor Fields, who has Rochester's last goal. Fields gives it over now to Knight. 24 seconds left. Knight to Turner Evans, a shot, left pad stop. Going after it is Fields, scoops up the loose ball, 15 seconds to go. Hutchcraft sprinting to the Rochester bench for the extra attacker. We're down to 10 seconds. Lanchbury, the extra man, gives it over to Waters. We're down to 6 seconds. Now to Fields, down to 4. Over Lanchbury, looking, feeds it down low, the shot. Chiliano makes the save. And the third quarter comes to a close. The Rush, who trailed by 1 entering the third quarter, put up 5 in a row as they have been all over the Rochester Nighthawks here in quarter 3 as Austin Shanks has got 2 of them. Rochester got 1 back from Connor Fields, and it's 9-6. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. We take a look at the score by quarter, and you see the Rush with a 5-1 advantage, 9-6. We take a look now at the goals here in the third quarter for the Rush.
Yeah, the Rush just went on a 5-goal tear to start off the quarter. It got started with Barnable early going, and then Austin Shanks. That was the first of his 2. That one was on the power play. And then Zawato gets a beautiful give and go from Shanks. And then Shanks, once again, 5 straight for the Rush. They flipped a 5-4 deficit into a 9-5 lead. Connor Fields put one in for the Nighthawks. And it was a 5-1 quarter for the Rush. And the Rush 15 of 18 on the faceoffs coming into this quarter.
Lanchbury feeds it down low to Fields. Fields with 6 seconds to work with, gives it to McConvey, the shot, that's denied, but Fields picks it back up, gives it across. Lanchbury let it go, and that one goes out of play as he missed wide.
Lanchbury wants that one back. He just kind of threw his head up in disgust once again. We've seen him do that a couple times after shots.
And fans, make sure to join in on the fun with the NLL's all-new fantasy game. And if you have him on your fantasy team, you just got a bunch of points as Austin Shanks with his 3rd goal of the night.
Austin Shanks with a hat trick, all here in the second half. Giving some more breathing room on the right side this time. See him, he's telegraphing that shot. He's like, is anybody gonna come out and defend me? He had so much room to operate.
And you spoke about breathing room. He said it'd be nice to get a little breathing room instead of playing all these 1-goal games, and he's the one that's given him the breathing room. 3 goals tonight by Austin Shanks. Across midfield, gives it to Mans. Haley with an assist. Over now on the far side. Driving in, and big hit by Tutton. He knocked down Zawada. Now here comes Gilray in transition. Gilray lofts it over near side Waters. Feeds it down low. As Lanchbury waiting for some help off the Rochester bench. And here comes Connor Fields, who takes the pass. Gives it over now to Evans. Back near side Lanchbury. Fed in front of the net. That was intended for Waters. Fields is there battling for it. Evans tried to scoop it up, but that's a shot clock violation. All right, fans, join in on the fun with the NLL's all-new fantasy game platform, NLL Pick'em, with access to weekly and monthly prizes. Play today at NLL.com. Over now on the near side, back to Keenan. Keenan, little face dodge. Now fed across on the far side, flip pass to Shanks. Bounces it over to Keenan. Keenan on the run, the shot that's blocked, the rebound, he scores! That one hit the crossbar, banked in off the back of Hutchcraft and Haley with his 2nd of the game.
So Brock Haley gets the rebound and the putback. Number 2 for him tonight, and now the Rush have opened up a 5-goal lead here. Just a great heads-up play by Haley. Here's the original shot that was blocked. Lord blocked the shot. Haley gets the rebound off of Lord's leg. See, there you go. And as you said, it bounced off the pipe, off of Hutchcraft's back and into the goal. For a goalie, that's about as unlucky as you can be, as Orleman comes back in. Orleman had a cameo in the second quarter, made one save. He was not healthy last year. He was with the Nighthawks, but not healthy, as the Nighthawks had a lot of goalie injury issues last year. Rylan Hartley, their normal starter, injured to start the season. So Hutchcraft's been in there, and now he'll take a seat, presumably for the rest of the night.
In a goal, he scores. Triolo.
Triolo, his second of the night. And now the Rush have doubled up Rochester. It's 12-6, his second of the game. For Triolo. Played in this building with the original Nighthawks. Just a nice shot there, working on Gillies. Just a beautiful inside spin move. And Gillies has really struggled tonight on the defensive end.
8-1. Saskatchewan is now outscoring Rochester here in the second half. And there's still a lot of time to go here in quarter number 4. Keenan driving in on goal, and a stick save by Orleman. Gives it on ahead to Jensen.
Medeiros and Keenan got into it in the back end.
McConvey setting up on the left wing. Lansbury in front, he scores! A hat trick for Lansbury.
So Rochester gets one back. As Lansbury has done a lot of the heavy lifting here. 6 points tonight, 3 goals and 3 assists. Now Rochester needs to capitalize on that. You see the pass from McConvey right in front to Lansbury for the goal.
.11:51 to go. Face-off win by the Nighthawks. As Medeiros picked up the loose ball. Now to Tutton. Tutton will hand it off to Connor Fields. Over to McConvey. McConvey to Waters. Now Lansbury looking for number 4 tonight. Over to Fields. Watch there by Hossack. Flip pass, McConvey, Lansbury shooting, he missed wide. Grabbed by McConvey, the quick shot, and a stick save by Chiliano. Lansbury, over now to Smith, shooting, that one is blocked by Barnable. Picks it right back up, driving in on goal, and he's knocked through the crease. And it's a crease violation, and here come the Rush. Into Rochester territory, 5-goal lead. As Shanks will take the pass. He'll give it back now to Zawada, over now to Shanks. Shanks near side Anderson. Takes it behind the net, trying to get away from Jensen. Flip pass in front of the net, the shot, he scores! Austin Shanks with number 4.
Austin Shanks has just become so comfortable in this Rush offense. So he had 85 points last year for Halifax. 23 goals. Here's Anderson. Anderson drives in. He's gonna just do that little flip to Shanks, and Gilray had really good defense on Shanks, but Shanks was just able to get his hands free just for a split second to get that shot off.
10:30 to go, and the Rush keep pouring it on here in the second half. Man's down the near boards. to Keenan. Keenan to Triolo. Triolo now to Keenan, near side Anderson. Looking, shooting, save. As Orleman got the right glove out to make that stop, and Chad Tutt over now to Knight, he scores! Rochester gets one back in transition.
Curtis Knight just activated this morning after he missed some time with an injury. Gets that goal in transition, his second of the night. Take a look at this. Tutton, there's a beautiful cross-field pass. Knight was in front of Anderson. He puts that right at the ankle of Chiliano.
(13-8).
This is where Rochester really needs to figure out how to get some of these face-offs. Saskatchewan now 20 of 24 at the X.
Here comes Shanks. Shanks from the right wing. Feeds it over now as it's a twister wide of the net by Zawada. Picked up by Mans, driving in. Shot, and the save made as Orleman dives on top of the rebound. Ahead now to Gilray. Off the near boards, Turner Evans pirouettes after he scoops up that loose ball, driving in on goal. The low shot, that just goes wide. Lanchbury over now to Fields. Fields shooting, right pad save Chiliano, and he'll corral the rebound.
Yeah, right now the Rush have 13 more shots on goal than the Nighthawks, and that's about as the advantage that they have at the face-off X.
Here comes Zach Mans. That one is knocked away by Gillies. Gillies charging down the floor, in on goal, scores! Brad Gillies with his first goal of the season.
Excellent job of reading the passing lane and then getting it in transition and checking back to make sure if he had enough space to take that shot or if he should pull it out. And once he looked back and knew that he had a little bit of pad, take a look at this again. It's a nice job, just bumps the guy, gets a little bit of space. We'll take a quick look back right there. Look, he looks back. He knows he's got an opportunity to shoot and goes high underneath that left shoulder. So Rochester pulls within 4. And we have a procedure violation on Rochester. It'll be Saskatchewan ball when we get back.
8:41 to go, 13-9 as Rochester has scored the last 2. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to Rochester, 13-9 Rush. And next weekend, it's a special Saturday edition of NLL Friday Night on TSN when the Ottawa Black Bears take on the Toronto Rock. The action starts at 7 Eastern on TSN and also on ESPN+. Toronto trying to get their first win of the young season. And here, Rochester trying to get back in this contest.
Yeah, just looking at the schedules for both teams as they get up to this, both teams have a hard next 4 games coming up, so it makes this game very, very important for both of them.
Anderson gets that shot off and the save made by Orleman. Now here comes Taylor Jensen. Through center. Over to Smith. He'll drop it back now to Waters, who flips it to McConvey. McConvey to Fields. Fields from the left wing. Back near side to Smith. To Lanchbury. Across now to Connor Fields. Lanchbury shooting, save, rebound. And that one is picked up behind the net as Triolo will charge up the floor and bounce it on ahead. Flipped over to Zawada as he's watched there by Tyler Halls. Zawada near side. To Mans, over to Shanks, who shoots wide of the net. Haley picks it up. Skips it over now to Mans. driving in on goal, gets free. The shot saved made by Orleman. And the rebound is grabbed by Orleman as it was kicked back to him. Now here come the Nighthawks in transition as Halls takes the outlet pass from Reese. 7 to go, Rochester with the last 2. They're still trailed by 4. Up top to Fields. Near side, Lanchbury. Near side, the shot by Knight is knocked away. And Chiliano, now they battle for it behind the net. Like a jump ball, and Connor Fields comes away with it. Back over now to Knight on the near side, gives it down the near boards, Lanchbury. Looking in front, he flips it over, scores! Ryan Smith buries it.
So Rochester 3 in a row, 4 of the last 5. This is almost what we saw between the Rush and Halifax last week. As the Rush are seeing their at one time 6-goal lead dwindled down to 3. Here's Lanchbury, just a nice dump inside to a streaking Ryan Smith. And those guys, they've been doing that for a long time together. Back from when they're, before both of them were in the NLL. 10th goal of the season, 2nd of the game for Smith. Smith now has 10 goals, 5 of them on the power play, 5 even strength.
Austin Shanks will take that pass. Walks it over now on the far side. Fires it over to Triolo, who's got a pair of goals tonight. Backing his way in. Oh, nice move to get in free, scores!
What a move. Mike Triolo, that's exactly what the Rush needed right there to break this streak by the Nighthawks. He has a hat trick now. Watch this move by Triolo. Just a great up and under move by Triolo. Let's check his feet though. He might have stepped in the crease. Oh, let's see. That'll be interesting. Looks like Mike Hazen's going to challenge that his foot was in the crease. And that is awfully close. This is a big moment in this game. If this goal is disallowed, that is a huge opportunity for Rochester.
Rochester has challenged the goal ruling on the field.
So what Ian Garrison said is that Mike Hazen is challenging the goal, and we'll have to check and see if his foot was in the crease or not.
As we'll definitely take another look at this one as Triolo.
So it's very close. So if you take a look at his foot right there, it's hard to tell. I mean, now mind you, this is a 6'8" player, so that's like a size 13 or 14 foot that you're looking at. And you got to see if there's any green space in between those toes and the white line. See if this is, it's hard to see. I mean, that was called a good goal on the field. I'm not sure if that's conclusive enough to overturn it. That's really close. I think this replay might take a while because that is, Craig, that's about as close as you can get without having a definitive knowing if your foot is in the crease or not.
Well, they're taking a look at multiple angles to see if this goal will stand.
Yeah, it's such a hard call to make, and like I said, he's a big guy who's got big feet, so that makes it even tougher. We mentioned that Triolo is the tallest player in the league at 6'8", and usually 6'8" guys, they have shoe sizes anywhere from 13 to 16.
Let's take a look now at some out-of-town scores while we wait for the ruling on the floor. see yesterday, Philadelphia with a big 15-9 win over Vegas, who's now 0-4.
Joey Resetaritz, our buddy, is off to a hot start this year for the Wings. And Halifax and Colorado, that'll be starting in a couple minutes. Here's the call.
After further review, the Saskatchewan shooter makes contact with the crease prior to the ball crossing the goal line. The ruling is overturned.
No.
So that goal is waved off with a the goal is waved off, so it's now 10-13. Excuse me, 13-10. I'll get my numbers correct. But that's a big, big break for Rochester. Now, if you're the Nighthawks, you have to capitalize on this.
Yes, 6:06 to go, 3-goal deficit. Rochester has scored the last 3 to climb back in this contest as Lansbury over now to Connor Fields. Fields against Hasek, gets away, Fields over Lansbury, gets it to McConvey, who grabs it one-handed, shoved down, gets it back over to Fields. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Fields, McConvey, shooting, scores! Thomas McConvey!
And that's why that no goal is so important. Because instead of a 4-goal game, it is now a 2-goal game. 13-11, McConvey. McConvey and Fields, they were working on that a little bit earlier in the shot clock. Fields with a dump off, McConvey with that left-hand sidewinder. Just a beautiful goal by the second-year pro. And look out now, it's a 2-goal game.
And for Connor Fields, that's his 200th career assist. 5:39 to go, just a 2-goal lead now.
This is where face-offs become important.
And another face-off win by Naso.
He just gets it over midfield.
Zach Mans to Shanks. Shanks with another huge night here in Rochester. Driving in, shooting. That's denied by Orleman.
You see face-offs won 22-5 in favor of Saskatchewan.
Connor Fields has it over on the left wing, looking to get within 1. Fields driving, feeds it in front. Smith fakes, shooting, scores! Ryan Smith.
Rochester now 5 in a row with all the momentum. Now, I was just going to say before Smith shot that one, it is so important for Rochester to take advantage of every possession they have because they are not winning these faceoffs. Here's Fields inside. Smith had a stick in his wrong hand, didn't have an angle, did a little crossface to the left side. It was able to get that in. As you see, Chiliano got himself stood up and he got himself out of position, and that gave a couple openings for Ryan Smith.
Naso, another face-off win. Messenger gets it over to his left.
6-1 run, by Rochester after Saskatchewan had an 8-1 run earlier in the half.
Mans with it on the near wing, gives it across the shot. That's batted away by Orleman. Here comes Ian Lord. Rochester looking to tie things up. Madero skips it back to Lord. Flip pass to Connor Fields. 4:20 to go. Connor Fields sizing up his defender. Trying to peel away from Hasek. Gives it to McConvey. Lansbury shooting off the right pad of Chiliano. Now here come the rush. 2-on-1 the other way.
Great job of Gillies flying out of the box, and McConvey going back on defense to stop that fast break opportunity for the rush.
Shanks shooting, stick save, Orleman. Ball is free, and Shanks comes away with it. No, it's taken away. Biles has it, he bats it on ahead to McConvey. and we got a whistle behind the play. .336 to go, and I think that's an official's timeout.
Yeah, who called the timeout here? I think Rochester called a timeout. Biles doesn't even know what's going on.
3:36 to go here in the fourth quarter. 13-12 in favor of the Rush. We're going to step away here in Rochester, New York. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. It's now time for tonight's assist of the game, brought to you by Eero.
Take a look at this in transition. A beautiful play. Look at the score, look at that assist. Look at a beautiful cross-field pass. Mans gets the goal. Excellent, excellent Eero assist of the game. So we're assuming that that was an errant whistle because they didn't call a timeout for either team.
Yeah, with inadvertent whistle as Connor Fields battling for it, and Hasek took it away. Leads the league in caused turnovers as Fields was knocked down, and I think we're going to get a penalty to the Rush.
Yep, penalty on the backside. So it's a big moment for Rochester going on the power play with an opportunity to tie the game. Let's get the official call.
Saskatchewan number 95, minor penalty, boarding.
So a boarding call. This is on Jared Smith. So here's Smith, watch 95 right here, and yep, he takes Connor Fields right into the boards.
Rochester now with a chance to tie it on the power play. Down low to Knight to Smith. Up top, Langebury, now to Fields. Langebury down low to Smith, shooting, he just missed wide of the net. And that one goes out of play. Griffin has got a note for us on the Rochester comeback.
I want to go back to midway through the third quarter, and it was a lucky bounce for Connor Fields to make it a 9-6 game. And when I talked to some of the offensive players earlier in the day during shoot-around, they said that they just haven't gotten any lucky bounces, and the momentum sometimes that comes from that, and even confidence when you can't get a goal. Well, since then, 5 straight for the Nighthawks and 6 of the last 7.
Play, and the Rush are going to get a fresh 30-second shot clock on that one. So they'll kill some more time off this Rochester power play. Down to 2:26. The Rush with a 1-goal lead. Shanks to Anderson. Or check that, there was Zawada. Zawada, Triolo's posting up in front. Mans takes the feed. Shot clock about to expire, in on goal. The shot, that's batted away. Here comes Medeiros. Across center.
He wants to slow this down to get one possession. Credit the Rush offensively. They basically chewed a minute of this power play up on that possession.
Langebury now over to Connor Fields. 1-goal game. Smith feeds it across. What a save by Chiliano.
Huge,
the loose
huge
ball
save.
is free.
A huge save because that was a beautiful play by the Nighthawks. And if Saskatchewan wins, that's the save of the game.
Loose ball, and somehow that's picked up over on the far boards. It was picked up by Shanks, but Rochester gets possession, and Langebury has it on the near boards.
Penalty
Back at
is
even
expired.
strength. Knight gives it over to Langebury. Rochester trailing by a goal. That shot is knocked down, picked up by McConvey, handed off to Fields. Looking from the outside, shooting, that's knocked down. Fields going after it, that one is intercepted. And we're down to 50 seconds. Fed over now to Shanks. Shanks hanging on to the ball. Shot clock down to 15. Game clock down to 40. Shanks with it. Shooting, and Orleman makes the save. And now Rochester calls a timeout.
This is Rochester's shot. Saskatchewan was in this position last week where they needed a goal down the wire. Saskatchewan now been on both ends of comebacks. So Saskatchewan won their first 2 games in overtime. They lost all their overtime games last season. See, 10-9 at Albany and then 9-8 last week against Halifax up in Saskatoon. So let's see what the Nighthawks dial up. So the ball is going to go through Connor Fields, and be interesting to see whose number they call. Is it going to be Fields, Lanchbury, Smith? I think about the Nighthawks, I want Lanchbury taking this shot. He's the one that's had the hot hand tonight.
Got a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different offensive players out there for Rochester who come up with a big goal. Take a look at Rochester's upcoming schedule. It's a tough one.
Yeah, and you need a goal because that schedule's tough. But how about this schedule for Saskatchewan? You got Philly, Vegas has been struggling, but Toronto is a deceptive 0-3. Then you got Albany. A lot of people picked Albany to be their preseason favorite for the NL Championship, them along with the Buffalo Bandits.
Here come the Nighthawks. The net to our right is empty. Looking to force overtime. Smith shooting. That one hit the pipe. It clanked off the far iron. They battled for the loose ball. It's picked up by Hasek shooting. He scores.
And that'll about end the game as Rochester really struggles to get the face-offs. And Rochester with the 6-on-5 extra man. Here's Smith that hit the pipe. So close to tying up this game. And Hasek buries that one home to give the Rush a 14-12 advantage.
12.8 to go. The net is still empty and a timeout called by the Rush with 8.3 to go.
And all the Rush are doing right now is so they can get their offense on the field and they can burn this last 8 seconds off and get out of here with a victory, as the Rush will go to 3-0. And more importantly, if you're a Rush fan, they won in 60 minutes. They didn't have to go to overtime.
That's right, and it's not technically not a 1-goal win, but the empty netter gives the Rush a 2-goal cushion here with 8.3 to go, and they're going to start the season 3-0.
It's a Rush team that's got a good mix of veterans and young players. Derek Keenan, the general manager, has done an outstanding job of building this roster.
There's only 3 players left from those championship years: Ryan Keenan, Mike Messenger, and Church.
Robert Church wasn't
Robert
even
Church, who's not even playing tonight.
Got a quick glimpse of Derek Keenan on the bench.
Penalty coming up to Rochester as Mans is down on the ground. With 2.4 to go. As Tutton and Medeiros were over there trying to get the ball free.
Mans just has a big smile on his face. Said, I will take that so we can get out of here.
Rochester 44, 2 minutes, illegal cross-check.
So cross-check on Tutton. So they just have to blow the whistle and this game will be over for the Rush.
And Kevin Orleman stopped 10 of 11 shots since he came in relief of Riley Hutchcraft. And the Rush will leave Rochester with a victory. They are now 3-0. Rochester has lost 3 in a row. They fall to 1-3.
So best start in team history, 4-0 back in 17-18 when they won the championship. As the Rush go 3-0. Outstanding night for the Rush. 7 points for Austin Shanks. Great night for Frank Ciliano. 32 saves.
(14-12), a 2-goal victory for the Rush. The Rochester, this was a start of games, 3 straight games against 3 of the 4 undefeated teams in the National Lacrosse League. A tough stretch for Rochester.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for the Nighthawks, and they got to figure out how to string some wins together because they've already put themselves in a deep hole, and we've seen this last couple of years where they put themselves in a hole. They were able to make the playoffs. Last year, they get on the final weekend of the season with 2 victories, but it's playing with fire a little bit. You can't dig yourself in a hole and expect to keep making the playoffs, and this is a good roster. But Saskatchewan comes into Rochester and gets a huge win.
We'll go down to the floor momentarily where Griffin Della Penna will be with Zach Mans of the Rush. And let's go down to the floor as Griffin is with Zach Mans of the Rush.
Gentlemen, thank you. Zach, you guys just like making it interesting. 2 overtime wins. You had this game in hand, but you still pull it out here tonight. A 3-0 season so far. How is this team really taking the next step to be contenders in the NLL?
I think we just got to play a full 60. We didn't play a full 60 again tonight, so still have lots of things to improve on, but we'll take a 3-0 start any day of the year.
You've been a prolific goal scorer throughout this season so far, currently tied for the league lead at 13. What's working so well for you offensively?
We just have an unselfish offense, and all the guys I play with instill a lot of confidence in me and tell me to shoot all day, and I'll do it.
This team going on the road, getting a win like this, pretty daunting upcoming schedule. How will you guys continue to improve and keep this unbeaten streak?
Yeah, we're just going to work throughout the week. That's what we've been doing the last few months. It's been working. We're going to continue to do so.
Zach, congratulations on the win. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Griffin. And Rochester, another tough one. The Rush obviously got the 2-goal win. If you're the Rochester Nighthawks, they came all the way back, just fell short.
Yeah, nice comeback for Rochester. We saw their offense open up a little bit, but in that third quarter, they dug themselves in a hole when Saskatchewan went on that 8-1 run. Rochester was able to come back and make it interesting, but again, their struggles at the face-off X is really what's hurting this team right now.
Once again, our final scorers, Saskatchewan 14, Rochester 12. For Brendan McDaniels, Griffin Della Penna, producer-director Joel Katay, and our entire crew, I'm Craig Rubczynski. This has been a presentation of the National Lacrosse League in association with Freedom Broadcast Studios. Click over to ESPN Plus for more NLL action right now with Halifax visiting Colorado. Thanks for watching and good night from Rochester, New York.